So first of all, just an introduction to myself and to Supermums. Now, my name is Liam, and I've been very lucky in my Salesforce journey. I've been with Supermums a little while now, but before this, I was able to do quite a lot of traveling all over the world and deliver awesome training content to some fantastic people. You can see on the screen here, in some fantastic companies all across the globe. So I've also worked with companies in building Salesforce from scratch, implementing new solutions, or just how to get existing companies to get the most out of Salesforce. Got a few certifications down below. One of them you'll see is the Associate Certification, which is the one we're focusing on today. As part of that certification, you will need to know where to then go beyond Associates. In terms of the admin developer route, are you going to be an architect? Are you going to be a consultant? I'll give you an insight on what to expect beyond this, but typically the first port of call of anybody looking to enter the Salesforce ecosystem is going to be this, the admin certification. So that's enough about me, my face on a slideshow. So I'm just going to talk to you a little bit about what Supermums has to offer. Now, it's very difficult to talk about Salesforce, particularly Community, without mentioning Supermums. If anyone ever goes to a Salesforce user group or a Trailblazer event, that sort of thing, there's going to be at least one person there who knows about the awesome work that Supermums has to do. Because on a mission to change, empowering mums and everybody, in all honesty, looking to start in their Salesforce journey or get back into that working environment. So back in the day, before my time, Salesforce and Supermums, we identified, particularly at Supermums, there was a huge untapped resource. Mums going back to work, taking time out, having children, stepping away from work, that kind of thing. And actually, we saw there was a gap in the market to utilize those awesome people and that huge potential and create an environment where we could accommodate flexible working conditions for mums all over the planet. Because Salesforce has quite a lot of flexibility, particularly when it comes to administration roles, and there are roles beyond that as well. But typically, there were a lot of people wanting to get back into work, and Supermums was created with the goal of getting those people trained, giving them hands-on experience inside Salesforce, even real-life work experience, and then going into employment with the qualification and the hands-on experience, which is why it's such a fantastic offering. So I've got some numbers on here to show you how much in demand these people were. And like I say, I have the pleasure of working with some fantastic people in our training courses to get them into this working situation. So fantastic work going on there. So delighted you could be here on this video, or indeed one of our courses going forward. So I want to give you an overview now of Salesforce. Some of you will have heard of Salesforce in the past, others of you will not. You're both watching the right recording. Because some of you may have used Salesforce every single day, but never knew you were doing so. Might be there are some companies adopting this CRM system, and they've customized the look and the feel of the platform, so you wouldn't even know it's Salesforce, but you are using the functionality behind the scenes. So we're going to go ahead and talk about what Salesforce is. And Salesforce is the #1 CRM, customer relationship management tool, platform on the planet. And it has been for quite a while. And I'm going to talk about some of the benefits why in today's video. But it was started way back in 1999 by this chap over here, Mark Benioff. Salesforce has had quite a lot of upgrades, evolutions, and changes in that space of time. It has always remained a cloud-based system, though, so the data that you store regarding to your customers, your sales deals, all that kind of stuff, there's no hardware. It's all saved inside the cloud infrastructure securely. Salesforce has many different cloud offerings, depending on what aspect of Salesforce you'd like to use. I'm going to talk to you about those in a moment, but the sales cloud of Salesforce, the one where you can process sales deals, contact your customers, analyze your sales pipeline, is the #1 tool on the planet. 150,000 customers in that Fortune 500, 83% of people are using Salesforce customers for their products. As well as Salesforce itself as a tool, Salesforce also has a lot of other companies under its infrastructure too. You might have heard things like MuleSoft and Quip, or some of the few and far between ones. But it's not just Salesforce, there are other companies utilizing the software. We're going to have a bit of a check on some of these companies in the last bullet point. I'll talk about some of these during the course as well. Now, why is Salesforce so attractive? Well, first of all, it's the #1 CRM tool on the planet for a reason. I personally love the flexibility of the platform. The ability to customize the system without having real techie knowledge is quite fantastic. You do a lot of things declaratively. You drag and drop, you build, and it's a very user-friendly infrastructure. Another reason as well is the first bullet point here, the Salesforce Ohana. Ohana means family. I have been very lucky in my journey to be part of some fantastic Salesforce events, and I've seen the Ohana taking place. It's a very, very widespread community where people can support, learn, and collaborate with each other. The core values we can see here. Once again, I have experienced those. Salesforce does a lot when it comes to its different communities, and it also has the 1% pledge model. So it gives back 1% of their product, 1% of their time, and 1% of their resources to non-profit organizations. So lots of charity work going on here that Salesforce likes to adopt, and working in this sector, I've seen it actually taking place. You've also got salesforce.org. So the non-profit arm offers 10 free user licenses to charities and discounted licenses to other non-profits. To utilize Salesforce, you of course purchase the package, you then purchase the license, and Salesforce gives a lot of these things away to those non-profit and those charity organizations to make sure they can get the most out of it. Over time, Salesforce has spent, that number's gone up since this slide was created, 8.7 million over the last 3 years to address differences in pay in regards to gender and race and equality. And once again, I've been very privileged to see that in terms of improving the diversity inside its talent pool. So it's very attractive for pretty much every single type of business, large, small, no matter what background they are from. People who are part of the Trailblazer community, if you have access to Salesforce, or if you've access to a thing called Trailhead, which I can talk to you about in just a moment, that makes you a Trailblazer. You're going to be somebody in your community that people can learn from, look to, seek guidance. Now, you might be quite new to that at the start, particularly if you're looking at this particular video for the first time. But you'll be amazed at how many people inside this Trailblazer community have the ability to lend their time and guidance to you. I'll give you a tour of the Trailblazer community in just a moment, but these are people to look forward to and follow on social networks because they're very inspirational and give you lots and lots of guidance, particularly on your journey. So we're going to talk about Trailhead in just a moment and what actually makes a Trailblazer. Going back to that CRM tool, customer relationship management, what does it actually mean? Well, we've got some pretty key terms on this slide here. It's all about your customers, keeping that data up to date as possible, so we can then have the most up-to-date information of those interactions, of the data we're collecting, to make sure we know exactly how to offer the best products, the best services, the best communication tools to our customers. A customer can be in the form of a very large multinational company. It could be a single person who runs out of their office. Absolutely any size, but we have the ability to track those customers. We can track their interactions, any calls, any emails, any products they've purchased, and we build up a bit of a history of these customers. All this good knowledge regarding our customers relates to this CLV, this customer lifetime value. We know everything about our customers so we can offer the best service, the best product, the best communication tools that we're able to, because all customers are different and like things in different ways. And Salesforce has a fantastic ability to capture this in a very transparent way, which I'm going to show you in just a moment. A couple more key terms here. Contact management. Is it contact data? Is it contact information? Ultimately, we want to build up a picture of our conversations we've taken place with our individual contacts. It's easy to manage through activities inside Salesforce, and I'll show you some of that with a demonstration very shortly. Also, with regards to leads. Now, we have the ability to track leads in Salesforce. A lead is a potential opportunity. Potentially somebody or some company that may want to do business with us in the future. It can literally be a name and a phone number that you've acquired at a trade show. But we can nurture that lead, we can mature it, ultimately right the way through to converting that lead into a real life opportunity where we can then start to track the sales deal inside our Salesforce system. An accumulation of those sales deals apply to sales forecasting. I can see my sales pipeline very transparently. I can see the stages at which deals are in. I can see the time frames, and that makes for very good reporting. You can report on your sales pipeline very accurately inside Salesforce. I'm going to show you how we can do that with reports and dashboards a little bit later on. The key to this forecasting and indeed lead management is the quality of our data. And we do have some pretty awesome tools here to support the quality of our data. As well as that, we can apply messaging. Salesforce has its own internal collaboration tool called Chatter. We can communicate with other people internally and externally if we'd like to. Some of you may have also heard about Slack that Salesforce purchased a little while ago. So Slack is also coming into the infrastructure where we can communicate internally, externally, and collaborate inside a safe place without missing any data inside that collaboration. We've also got the ability to mark our events in our calendar. You do have a Salesforce calendar, but also we can integrate external calendar tools. I personally would be lost without my Outlook calendar. Work and personal life all go in the same calendar, and we have the ability to merge that data into a calendar inside Salesforce. So there are plenty of integration tools that we can use to make sure that information is replicated automatically. You don't want to spend time duplicating your workload or having to check two separate calendars, thankfully. So we can make sure this integration takes place. Outlook and Gmail are just some of the few that we have that are more prevalent than others. It's not just about data, it's about attachments as well. If you want to store files, if you want to share images, content, spreadsheet, we can do that inside our cloud infrastructure as well. And it makes it a nice place that people can collaborate and find that information very, very easily. Everything we do with regards to collecting data regarding our customers can then lead on to dashboard-based analytics. We can build some pretty robust reports. We can build some awesome insights into many reports inside a single dashboard to capture those key metrics. The key to this working is data. And you need that good quality data to be able to have accurate reporting and therefore effective decision making. So we're going to talk about some of the validation tools we have inside Salesforce to make sure that your end users are putting in the right quality of our data. Okay. There's a couple of features there about CRM. Now, when we talk about Salesforce, it's very easy to hear the word sales and think it is sales focused. That is the number one tool when it comes to Salesforce, though, the Sales Cloud infrastructure. But there are many different cloud products that Salesforce offers to target different industries. A couple of the big ones, Service Cloud. You want to provide your customer with the best quality customer service. Service Cloud allows me to offer a range of different tools to do that. I can communicate via text, telephone, email, via website interaction. I can build a live feed that you might see bottom right hand side of some of the websites where you can talk to a bot or talk to a real human being. We can then nurture the service of our customers. If they are raising issues with us, we can nurture that all the way through from the point of raising the case through to a smooth and efficient conclusion, and even look at existing interactions with other customers to try and learn from it. Then got Marketing Cloud. We can run campaigns. We can run campaigns all over the planet. It could be an email campaign, a banner campaign, targeted different sectors, different industries, that sort of thing. The goal of a campaign is to generate leads that could potentially generate to new business. We can build campaigns that can track timeframes, locations, how much is the campaign costing us? Is this a campaign that generates a bit of income as well? Track these through Salesforce to see if they are effective and ultimately see how productive they are being. There are many different clouds here to take a look at. By all means, take a look at these in your own time. We can talk about this one though, bottom right hand side, Einstein. Salesforce's internal artificial intelligence. AI is probably the hottest topic on the tech industry right now, and Salesforce was investing a lot, time, money, energy, resource into learning about AI probably about 10 years ago. So we've got things like Einstein Copilot, your artificial intelligence to assist you in your working lives. And we can incorporate Einstein into pretty much any area of Salesforce to make sure that our team are working efficiently. And it's not about working harder, it's about working smarter. And that is what we can do with AI. So slowly but surely, AI is coming more and more into the Salesforce platform to assist your team to be as productive as possible. So have a look at all these various different clouds, any that take your fancy, because it's not just sales that makes Salesforce, it's all these different industries that you see on the screen. Now I'm going to talk to you in a bit more detail about the associate certification itself. And actually, what is a certification? Why are they so valuable in the industry? Well, first of all, a certification itself is a credential, effectively a qualification that you can put onto your CV that can show off yourself to employers to say that you have got the knowledge and can understand the functionality of that certification. Salesforce has a lot of certifications. Some are quite entry level, things like the associate certification. You've even got associate marketing, you've got associate AI, that's quite a recent one. And you can then branch off into the more particular areas. Things like administrator, things like Marketing Cloud Consultant, and then you can take even more certifications to go into things like Platform App Builder if you want to go down the developer route, the architect route. There are so many that you can do. Certification is the qualification that you have got the best practices and the knowledge for that particular certification, and it demonstrates your expertise for any roles that you're looking for. Typically, Salesforce administration roles will ask you to have the Salesforce Administration certification. And prior to that, you may get asked to take the Associate certification to prove you have the knowledge to go and apply for that job. So I want to talk to you now about the breakdown for the Associate certification. It's a relatively new certification in the ecosystem. So it was designed to be your first step into the Salesforce ecosystem, the entry-level certification to start you on your journey inside Salesforce, wherever that journey may take you, and to becoming a very valuable member of the community. People who are looking to take this certification are those who are typically new to the ecosystem. This is your first port on call to understand the offerings of Salesforce, all the different cloud structures available, how to understand the navigation piece inside a Salesforce environment, and we're going to look at the 4 key topics broken down in today's video to show you what to be aware for. In terms of obtaining your associate certification, I'm going to show you how to book that certification a little bit later on today, and we'll explain the breakdown as well to all those key areas. There is a certification exam at the very end. We'll give you some practice exam questions to be aware of. And the best tools to prepare for this associate certification, apart from this video, of course, is I will show you on-site Trailhead. Trailhead is Salesforce's online learning platform where you can go and learn pretty much all areas of Salesforce in your own time and develop your knowledge. I'm going to show you what's called a trail mix, a built trail by Salesforce to target all the key areas of your certification for the associate exam, just to make sure you've got the best possible knowledge going into that certification. And I'll show you where to find that a little bit later.